Welcome everyone to the very first episode of Books and Tea with Katie podcast. I'm your host, Katie Upton, and if you're new here, I'm an author of murder mysteries, murder mystery ghost stories, supernatural adventures, and novels featuring strong, intelligent women protagonists. Today, I want to introduce you to the focus of this podcast and give you just a sense of what you can expect in the coming weeks as we explore the worlds of mysteries, ghosts, myths, and powerful women in fiction. In each episode, we'll dive deep into these themes that fuel both my books and other amazing stories in the literary world. So please settle in, grab your favorite cup of tea, coffee, favorite beverage, and let's get started. So first off, we have mysteries. What is it about a good mystery that keeps us coming back for more? It's the age-old question, isn't it? From the detective works of Agatha Christie to the psychological thrillers of Gillian Flynn, there's just something undeniably gripping about trying to solve a puzzle alongside characters, right? For centuries, mystery stories have captivated readers, allowing us to play the role of detective, which means searching for clues and experiencing the great satisfaction of actually solving the case before the main protagonist. But mysteries go beyond just the whodunit, right? They tap into something deeper, which is our desire for truth. They reflect real-world issues of justice, human behavior, and of course, moral dilemmas. In many ways, the best mysteries, I think, offer more than just answers to a crime. They reveal truths about our world, and not just our world, but ourselves. So in my own books, like Murder in the Orkneys, I like to weave together mystery with elements of history. Sure, I love history. I'm an amateur historian. Folklore, love folklore, and of course the supernatural. I can't get away from it. I have tried, but there's always a sense of the supernatural in my books, and if you've read them, you know what I mean. So in future episodes, we'll discuss some of the greatest mystery writers of all time, like Agatha Christie, and we'll also study the structure of what some would consider the perfect murder mystery, as well as how to keep readers guessing until the very, very end. So now let's shift gears and talk about another theme close to my heart, ghosts. Yes, I said it, ghosts. So why are we all so fascinated with ghosts? No, not everybody is, and not everybody believes in ghosts, and that's just fine. I personally do, and I do find them fascinating. But why is that? I think it comes down to the fact that ghosts represent the unknown, right? We're always kind of morbidly curious sometimes about the unknown. They do blur lines between life and death, reality and imagination. Ghosts challenge our understanding of the world, and I think that's why they've been a staple in storytelling for centuries. In my books, ghosts are more than just spooky figures. They really are. They're not spooky so much in mine as of yet. They do offer a certain sense of eeriness, I guess, but they often serve as guides, offering cryptic clues, and they help push the plot forward, like that mysterious woman with second sight in Murder in the Orkneys, Bonnie Jean. So we'll be exploring ghost stories from around the world and looking at how different cultures view the concept of spirits and the afterlife. Ghost stories also give us a way to process our loss, our grief, and of course the passage of time. They're not just about being scared. I know that there are some great horror stories out there, and Stephen King comes to mind right off the bat, and I absolutely love Stephen King, but I can't read Stephen King. It's just too scary for me, although I do love his Haven series, and I have watched that series on TV. Love him. He's a master at it. So it's not just about being scared though, right? They're about unresolved emotions and, of course, unfinished business. So in this podcast, we'll dig into why that resonates with readers and why ghost stories often endure. I'll also share some of my favorite ghost legends that inspired my own supernatural mysteries. And we'll also look at the role of hauntings and the paranormal in shaping fictional worlds. Now, if you've read any of my work, you know I love creating strong, resilient female characters. Have to. Just love it. I come from a long history of very resilient, strong women. So those are my characters. So from Daisy Day and Murder in the Orkneys to the various heroines in my other books, like Caitlin Dahl. My goal is always to craft women who are intelligent, they are resourceful, and quite capable of solving whatever challenges are thrown their way. Historically, the mystery genre has often featured male detectives and sleuths, though. But over the years, especially as of late, we've seen an incredible rise of strong female characters who not only solve the mysteries, but they also redefine what it means to be a hero. So, authors like Agatha Christie with her famous detective Miss Marple, right? And Patricia Highsmith with the talented Mr. Ripley, they challenge traditional gender roles, and in a good way, proving women could be clever, daring, and insightful, and just as much so as any male detective, which is great. In future episodes, we'll spotlight some of the most influential women in mystery writing, and we're going to take a closer look at how strong women protagonists are actually reshaping the genre. We'll discuss the importance of writing complex, layered female characters, not just two-dimensional, and the challenges they face and why readers are drawn to them. Lastly, let's talk about myths and folklore, one of my absolute favorite storytelling tools. Myths have been a part of human culture, if you've read, which I have for thousands of years. They serve as a way to explain the unexplainable, right? Whether it's natural phenomena or the human experience itself. So from ancient Greek gods to my favorite, the Norse legends, myths are filled with fascinating characters which are larger than life, right? They're larger than life stories, and they pose deep moral questions. Mythology and folklore often feature prominently in my writing. So take, for example, the Orkney Islands, where Murder in the Orkneys is set. The islands are rich with Viking history and mythology. And incorporating those elements into the book adds layers of depth to the story that wouldn't be there. And why do I always pick, I say Norse mythology. I love Norse mythology. Just to fill you in a little bit about my background. I am considered half, so I'm Norwegian American. I'm half for all intents and purposes, but I like to think I'm full. So my family line, my parent, one of my parents is full-blooded Norwegian. So it's near and dear to my heart. I grew up with the stories and the folklore, the myths, and I love it. I just love it. So that's why it's in my books, and that's why I'll be exploring these themes and these myths, because I just think they're fascinating and they make for good storytelling. So it's not, though, just about referencing old stories. Myths allow us to explore timeless themes, right? We're talking about power, love, betrayal, and of course the supernatural, which is my favorite. And because myths often blur the lines between reality and fantasy, they fit perfectly with the kinds of murder mysteries and supernatural adventures I love to write. Throughout this podcast, again, we'll be exploring myths from different cultures, and I'll share how they've influenced my work. We'll look at how these ancient stories have evolved and why they still resonate with us today, especially in the context of mystery and supernatural fiction. So, what can you expect from Books and Tea with Katie podcast going forward? Well, each week we'll explore different aspects of mystery writing, ghost stories, supernatural elements, and of course, women in fiction. We'll dive into folklore and mythology, review books from other authors in the genre because I absolutely love to read, and even do deep dives into my own writing process for those of you that want to know that. Whether you're a reader, a writer, or just someone who loves a good mystery, this podcast offers insights and inspiration, I'd like to think, and maybe even a few surprises along the way. I'll be sharing behind-the-scenes looks at how I come up with my ideas for the books and the characters, plots, answering listener questions, and interviewing other writers, because that's always fun, and experts on these topics. So you can always expect special episodes where we will dissect famous unsolved mysteries, because who wouldn't want to go there, ghost legends, and even the role of strong women in shaping literature today. And who knows, there might be even some spooky supernatural surprises along the way. Thank you so much for joining me on this very first episode of Books and Tea with Katie. I'm so excited to be on this journey with all of you, and I can't wait to explore the worlds of mystery, ghosts, strong women, and mythology together. If you've enjoyed today's episode, please be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming episodes. And you can also follow me on my social media for more updates on my books and podcasts. And if you have any topics you'd like for me to cover, feel free to send me a message. I'd love to hear from you. So until next time, keep those candles lit and your curiosity sharp, because you never know when the next mystery is just around the corner.